Fire escape engineers, inspector summary video. Here we are in Washington, D.C. at this fire escape here, one of two. What we have here is a couple things in regards to what is the requirement. Fire escape engineers hosted a class here probably a couple of months ago with the Washington, D.C. Fire Prevention Bureau, and we taught the inspectors a couple of things they're looking for. Load test a fire escape as a guarantee, or provide to the inspectors a criteria in lieu of a load test, which is a certified repair that they agree to the conditions so that the load test is not going to be ordered. So let's take a look at this fire escape, and we're going to say what needs to be load tested or what needs to be certified repaired. So we're looking at things like this. Got to make sure that the fire escape components, a lot of these brass knuckles, a lot of times these are unverifiable. Rust is inside these, so a lot of times you do have to tie these back in, because either under a stress test as opposed to a load test, you'll identify that some of these knuckles are in pretty bad condition. A lot of times you can see underneath the pipe what's wrong, but let's start from this end. Water penetrating inside because they have no weep holes, so these things start blowing out. So this needs to be reinforced or replaced here. And as you can see, all original hardware. I'm looking for evidence of maintenance. And here's an example. I can turn this thing, and this might be one of those situations where this is actually going to go all the way through and somehow tied into the back. So this is the tie back of some kind from here. There's probably a long piece going into here. So it's these kind of things you have to worry about. Rivets, we'll get into it much better. But let's take a look at some obstructions. First of all, whether or not if this is a bedroom, you can't have a permanently affixed window here. This must be a window that operates, opens out, and it can only swing out this way. So if this is a bedroom, basically it's illegal to have bars on a window like this without some sort of operation. So there's a box that you can put out here that ties into this. With this thing on hinges, from inside they push a button, it opens, and this thing opens out. So right now this is a life safety issue. Puts a lot of liability on the building by having a permanently affixed window that feeds a fire escape. Illegal to do that. Let's look at this. This has to be a minimum of 6'8". And basically, this is at my mouth level, and I'm already running into this. So this can stay here, but it's got to move up about a foot. We have a ladder here. This is a fireman's ladder. Mainly used for firemen to get up on the roof and fight the fire, and also for access for any vendor. But this ladder needs to move over, because there's supposed to be a gate there or something. Again, another obstruction here, but this can move over. And I'll put the ladder. It actually can't block this window, so here's another window that comes in. This is fine, but maybe the ladder can go on this side and somehow get fed and basically feed. Right now it's impossible for anybody without putting their life and limb at risk from accessing this ladder, because this looks like obviously an add-on penthouse of some sort. Going down, let's take a look. So everything must be certified or load tested. That's the requirement. So any vendor, any inspector must first of all qualify themselves with a city official, identify who the inspector is, speak with that inspector, send him his criteria of inspection, and qualify himself as an inspector, and then and that's we've done. And also any vendor doing any work also must qualify and send his criteria and his credentials to the inspector, just to make sure that everybody is on up and up. In regards to permits, now that's subject to the building department, whether or not they want a permit on that specific building, or depending on what work is being done. So we have another tie back here. So let's start walking down and start showing some. So all these treads, obviously, all original hardware, nothing but square head bolts. Every one of these treads needs to be rebuilt, taken out, remove 100% of rust, rebolt it back. There's been a lot of patching done on this. Stringer clips, original square head bolts. Swap that out or reinforce it with another bolt to back it up. If this is good to excellent condition, that can stay, but it's 50 to 75 years old. You can do a backup or change the bolt, whatever's cheaper to the client. Original hardware. Reinforce it or change it out, whatever's. And again, everything always gets sealed. All these should be sealed with silicone. Treads 100%. Water's getting in here. This is notorious for rotting out this pipe. So not only do you need to change these bolts, probably replace the pipe because it's rotted from the inside out, you need to change the bolt on it, just because it's again a 50 to 75 year old. A lot of times, one of the pieces that need a lot of looking is these rivets. These rivets are 50 to 75 years old, and if they were to be load tested, they would not take a load test well. So a lot of times, a simple bracket, gusset. We keep the original if it's in good to excellent condition, but either you give it a load test or you give it a reinforcement in lieu of a load test. So this would take some sort of clip that would basically take some 2 new bolts, keep the original, but when you speak with the city official, he'll tell you he wants it load tested or he wants a guaranteed certification. And in order to receive a guaranteed certification, he wants to speak with the inspector and the oversight engineer who's going to oversee the repairs to make sure that the work is done. And at the end, when you sign off, you're signing off on certified repairs versus in lieu of a load test with no disclaimers. You can't have any disclaimers on a certified confidence test. Okay, the original hardware, missing pieces. So as you can see, this pipe is gone. So a lot of these have to be verified, especially the outside ones, because if you fall straight down. Obviously, a lot of work on the treads. Treads are horrible. You know, things are popping. So every single one of these treads is original hardware. 100% of all the treads must be removed and rebolted.